Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Wow, that beginning was so cheesy, so fake. Anyways, welcome back, and if you are a new subscriber, welcome. My name's Alondra, but like I said in my previous video, I go by Alo. So about a week ago, I want to say about a week ago, just kidding. I did a poll on Instagram, and in regards to my next video, what my next video should be about. And I gave you guys two options. I gave you guys the option of my first trip to Mexico, and actually first time out of the country. And then, oh, my hair's not quite ready. And, oh, the CSU I committed to. So I will actually be attending a state school this August, which I'm super duper excited about. And so the poll was very close in numbers, but of course one option did win. So I'm super excited to actually be talking about this topic, and I'm excited that you guys chose this topic. And like I said, you know, it was just, it all depended on like the votes and like which one won. But you guys are actually in for a really special treat, because I'm actually going to be making a video on both options that I gave you guys in the poll. So I am going to be talking about both. But today we are going to be talking about my trip to Mexico. Woo! So yeah, we're going to be talking about my trip to Mexico. And like I said earlier, it was actually my first time out of the country, so it was super duper, gosh, I don't even know how to explain it. It was nerve-wracking, it was exciting, I was ready. So, a little bit of background about that. My mom is originally from Michoacan, and then my dad is from La Capital, so el DF. So, and half Michoacana and half Chilanga. Hence why I love cumbia. I literally love cumbia, but I can't dance for shit to it. So it's like, am I really a Chilanga? Anyways, so both my parents are from Mexico, but my mom was brought here to the United States by my grandfather and the rest of their gang. She is one of 8, if you guys don't know. I know Mexicans just didn't have any type of source of entertainment back in like the 40s, 50s, around there. And so my mom was brought here when she was 11. So yeah, she grew up in Mexico, but I mean, she's been accustomed to the United States. So I don't know, I guess you could say she's had like, you know, just like any other typical like family that lives like in a pueblo, like especially Michoacan. You know, they go through it, they suffer, they go through days where they don't have food, or they don't have like say for example, water, electricity, nothing like that, you know? So my mom and her family went through it back in the day, so my mom doesn't really have like fond memories of her time in Mexico. But she does have a few, but not many good ones. Hence the reason why they came here. Yeah. So my mom was kind of skeptical about letting me go to Mexico, because the town that she grew up in, it's super duper dangerous at the moment. So I don't know if you guys have probably seen, but you know, the towns in Mexico, they're kind of sketchy. So it's kind of like you kind of have to be careful if you are coming from another country, especially the United States, because I mean, you know, the circumstances. And then like, even then, like when you're coming from the United States to Mexico, it's kind of like, they're like, some are in awe. They're just like, wow, like they're coming from el norte, you know, as they say it. And then, you know, you're just like, okay, you know. And then there's other people who are like fucking weird, and then they're just like, oh, you must be rich, you must be like a stuck up little bitch. Like, oh, let me hold you there, like, you know. So yeah, so my mom was super duper skeptical about it, and especially like, you know, just last year, right? It was last year when they had like that big ass earthquake, or they kept having like earthquakes, and like, and it was like the anniversary of that big ass earthquake they had like a while back. So my mom was like, no, I don't want you to go. And so I had actually been wanting to go to Mexico ever since I was like 15. And so my mom was just like, no, I don't want you to go. It's too dangerous. You don't know how to defend yourself. And like, I mean, I speak Spanish, so I'm 100% fluent in Spanish, but English was my first language. Growing up, my parents wanted to teach me English before they taught me Spanish, supposedly, so like um, I wouldn't confuse the two languages. So I do, obviously, I know both languages like fluently. So I am fluent in Spanish, but let's just say that my Spanish is not the type of Spanish that they would speak in Spanish. In Spanish, what am I saying? In Mexico, because you know, like, you know, the people from Mexico, they speak so fast, and I'm just like, oh, what? What'd you say? You know, so my mom was kind of like, no, like, you're not going to be able to do it, yada, yada, yada. And I was just like, Mom, look, like, relájate. You know, like, I'm fucking going to Mexico. So we just left that conversation at that. And so, I I think this conversation was held in the summer of last year. So then, October rolls by, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy my ticket. I have my passport. I just recently renewed it, so I'm getting my ticket and I'm fucking bouncing out this December. So that's exactly what I did. So this one day, I think I told my mom maybe like a few days later after I had purchased my flight and everything. So I purchased my flight in October. I don't remember exactly when, but it was like the beginning of October, and then I told her like 2 weeks later. And I did it that way because if I would have been like, hey mom, like, can I go? She would have been like, no, da da da, you know. And so like, I'm like, dude, come on. So I just decided to be fucking extravagant over here, and I just purchased my ticket. So I purchased it for 2 weeks, you know, because I thought, you know, it's my first time going to Mexico, first time going out of the country. So it's like, okay, let me not be too extravagant. And so I purchased it for 2 weeks. So I was supposed to be leaving on the 29th of December. No, I'm lying. The 28th of December, and then coming back the 13th of January. So I was going to be there for New Year's Eve, and then they do fiestas over there. So I was like, ooh, I'm fucking excited. So 2 weeks later in October come by, and then I tell my mom, I was like, Mom, I have something to tell you, because I printed out my dictionary, or I don't know if I'm saying it right. Yeah, I printed that out, and I just showed it to her, and she was like, just looking at me like, what the fuck did you just do, little girl? Like, you know? And so she was just like, you know what? You know, it's like, you want to go? Okay, cool. And so she was actually really excited for me. She was really happy for me. And she actually gave me money to spend over there, which I was like, yes, like, hell yeah, you know, because, excuse me. So, like, as some of you may know, you know, money in Mexico doubles. So, like, I took $300, and so that over there, it equated. What am I saying? So it basically came out to like 4 grand. So 4,000 pesos. You know, Mexico money. Pesos is Mexico money if you don't know. And yeah, so I was pretty fucking set for those 2 weeks. Like, I was just like, hell yeah, like, I'm gonna be shopping left and right. Like, this is just gonna be awesome. So yeah, the date comes by, and mind you, so I'm going in December, and I was going like a few days after Christmas. So I had barely turned 21, and we had family over. So we just had a lot of expenses like going on in December. So I was just like, there was just so much going on that I totally forgot that like I was like leaving to Mexico. And like, of course, like, I was super duper excited, you know. But when, like, a day before, like, I think I packed 2 days before, and at that moment, I was like, oh my god, like, I'm actually gonna go. Like, my mom's actually gonna let me go. And I was super duper excited. So, we get to the airport, and as usual, my mom is such a baby. Like, but then so am I. So it's like, I'm no one to talk, but my mom's a bigger baby than I am. And so we get to the airport, and then we get past security. And then, so how, like, once you're at security, like, no one else can come. And there's, like, a window on the right side of, like, the security area. So she was standing there, and, like, obviously, like, she gave me a hug. She's like, I love you. She's like, I'll see you in 2 weeks. She's like, I'm gonna miss you. She's like, be safe. And I was like, okay, mom, love you too. And I was low-key, like, nervous. Like, I'm not joking, because I was like, okay, I'm leaving. And I've never been, I mean, yeah, I've been, like, away from my mom, but I've never been out of the country away from my mom. So it's like, wow. So, so, like, yeah. And then my mom starts crying, and I was like, and, like, I was just like, oh, like, relax, Alondra, you're gonna be fine. Okay, so we got past security and everything, and I'm, like, super excited. And this, I've been on a plane before, but this was, like, a few years ago, so I was gonna be on a plane for, like, 4 hours. And so I didn't know, like, how I was gonna feel about it, because, like, people say, like, oh, your ears plug when you're up there, so take gum. And yeah, so, like, yeah, so I'm on the plane, get on the plane, and I'm excited as fuck, because so we have a lot of family over there. So more from my grandma's side, I don't like, all of my grandpa's side of the family is over here in the United States. So my grandma's family is over there, and to add in, my great grandpa, who is still alive. Crazy, I know. He is 97 years old. So I was super excited to meet him. He was honestly, like, the only person that I was super excited to meet, because I've spoken to him on the phone, and, like, I've seen videos of him, and, like, I was just so excited just to meet him. And, like, okay, so so the plane ride was 4 hours. And yeah, so we got there in the afternoon, so it was like 4 p.m. Or no, I'm lying, it was like 6 p.m. Yeah, we got there at 6. And my aunt, which is my mom's cousin, she went to go pick us up with her husband. And so when you get to so I landed in Guadalajara. So the aeropuerto of Guadalajara, it's like, it's big, but it's kind of, like, small at the same time. But where everyone, like, lands, let's say, it's, like, so open. It's like there's thousands of people there, like, waiting for you, like, Ubers, taxis, your person that's gonna pick you up. And then, like, there's, like, I don't know, it's just crazy, it's just different. So we're, like, walking out, I'm walking with my luggage and stuff. Oh, I totally forgot to add. Okay, so when you land in Mexico, you have to go through security, right? Because you're coming from out of state, from out of the country. So you have to, like, go through security as well. And then you also have to, like, sign, like, this, like, paper it's, like, for la aduana. So basically it's, like, saying, like, if you're bringing, like, an extreme amount of cash, like, from the United States, like, if it's over, like, I think 10 grand, like, you have to put it on this paper. And then it asks you if you're bringing anything, like, from the United States into Mexico. Okay, so, like, it was my first time, so I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, what? Okay, so I filled that out, and then we go, and then we have to, like, also go past security. And so there's if you guys have been to Mexico, like, you're gonna be like, oh yeah. But I thought this was different. Like, I thought it was like, what? Okay, so they have like these 2 buttons, and they're like this, right? I hope I, like, did that right. And no, I'm lying, it's not even 2 buttons, it's 1 button. So it's 1 button, and it's in the middle. So you press that button. If it turns green, then you're good to go, meaning you will not get your bag checked, your luggage checked, your everything checked, right? But if it turns red, then you're fucked, and you have to get your stuff checked. So when I pressed it, I think I was I was the second one to press it because my aunt and uncle pressed it and theirs was red. But I thought that if it was green, then you have to get your stuff checked. So I don't know. In my head, I was just like, what? So then mine was green, thank goodness. And so, the lady was like, okay, que tenga buen viaje or something like that. She said something like that. So I was like walking, and I walked past my aunt and uncle, and I was like waiting for them, um, over here, like at the end of like the security thing. And then one of the security guards, like, hella mean, was like, por favor, señorita, usted no puede estar aquí. Tiene que esperar allá afuera. So, if you didn't understand what I said, she said, oh, miss, you can't stand here. You can't wait here. You have to wait outside. And I was just like, I kind of just ignored her because I was like, I'm going to wait for my aunt and uncle because I don't know what to expect. So, my aunt was like, oh, she's with me. And she's like, oh, the lady was like, a mí no me importa, ella tiene que esperar allá, And like, it's just like little things like that. I was just like, okay, like, and then that's another thing, like when you're going, obviously when you're going to another country, like people know that you're not from there, that that you're not, that you don't live there. And more importantly, like they know that you're like visiting from like elsewhere. So that's like pretty obvious. And especially me, like, look at me, I'm fucking white. Like, do I look Latin to any of you? Like, I've honestly been mistaken for Peruvian, Middle Eastern, Indian, and what, like, if you're from Portuguese, oh, and Portuguese, yeah, they've like mistaken me for that. And then oh, and Assyrian, because I guess like my nose, I don't know, but yeah. And so yeah, so like I said, so we go out, and and like finally we're out there, and then we finally meet up with my other aunt. And I just seen a lot of people, and I kind of got overwhelmed. I was like, what? Like, this is crazy. Like, oh my God. So, yeah, so then the first thing we did is we fucking ate because I was famished. Like, I hadn't eaten all day. And mind you, our flight from San Jose was like at 10 in the morning. And then we got there like at 6 p.m. So that's like all damn day without food. So like, hell yeah, bitch was hungry. So we went to this place. I totally forgot what it was called. And I don't even think you know what? I didn't even have my phone with me because my phone had died, so I was charging it. So, yeah, and then I had, what did I have? I had pozole. Because that's what I was craving. I was so fucking hungry. I was like, give me a fucking platote de pozole because tengo un hambral. So yeah, I had pozole and it was really, really good. Like, it was so different, like from pozole here. Like, I mean, my grandma makes pozole like every once in a while. And like, let me just make this shit clear right here, right now. Some of you are probably gonna be like, bitch, but I don't care. I'm just saying right now, pozole is better than menudo. You can at me all you fucking want. I fucking hate menudo. I don't understand how people like that shit. Like, it literally reminds me of eating um fucking white skin in blood. Like, that's disgusting. I don't understand. I just don't get it. Okay, so that's it. End of discussion. Pozole over menudo any day. Okay, so where were we? Yeah, so yeah, that was the first restaurant that I had food at, and let me tell you, it was fucking bomb. Like, bomb as fuck. So we go home, and my aunt was like super duper sick, the aunt that I traveled with. Oh, because I actually left to Mexico sick. And like, I guess you're not supposed to do that, but I didn't know that. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go. So I was actually super duper sick. Like, I had a really bad cold. I had been sick for like 3 weeks. And there's a story to that too. So my aunt that I traveled with, she ended up getting bronchitis, so I wasn't allowed to be by her because I guess it's contagious. So then her daughter, which is my other aunt, she was like, okay, well, she could just stay like with us. And so like, I stayed over at her place, and we did hella fun shit. Like, I'm not joking, like, it was fun as fuck. So that first night that I stayed, because my aunt that I traveled with, they live in Zapopan. And then because I guess they have like different districts like in Guadalajara. So like, so yeah, so my first aunt, she lives in Zapopan, and then her daughter lives in Chapultepec. So I fell in love with Chapultepec. I don't know. I just feel like I'm a Chapultepec girl now. And so yeah, so I ended up staying at my aunt's place in Chapultepec, and which ended up working out fine because she lives like in the middle of everything. So if we needed to run somewhere like real quick, we can go. So what I liked about staying at her place is that um she lives in like a busy street. So it's kind of like, you know, like for example, like Monterey here in San Jose, it's like a busy street. So she lives in like one of those. And so in the middle of the street, so it's the road, right? And then over here, like it has like the middle area, you know, where you would assume there would be trees and bushes and shit. No, so it's like a walkway. So it's like it's cute. It's like a little hangout for like people, you know. So at night, Friday through Sunday, they have like it looks like a little pulga, but it's like a tianguis, and it's called the Tianguis of Chapultepec. And so basically, they sell like a whole bunch of like artesanías, and they sell pretty much like anything that any like tourist would want to get. And so this is where my sleeves come into action. So, I have like a bunch of these like bracelets on my hand. So I have two on here and I have two on this hand. I originally had all six of them right here, and it would like be from here to here. But I took them off because they get tangled up really easily. So yeah, so as a lot of you guys may know, I'm obsessed with elephants. So these are like little elephants. And what I like about them is like, you know, they're kind of like my good luck charms. And then this one has like a little pair of ojitos, and these are also considered like good luck from the Chinese, basically like no like bad harm and bad vibes will like, you know, get the fuck away. And so this one as well, my aunt actually gave me this one. This one was really expensive, and so like I like don't take it off because I want her to see that I really really like it, which I do. And so yeah, so I have a bunch more in there on top of like my jewelry box, but it's just like I literally was like filled with these. Like I'm not joking. Like I probably could fill like my entire hand. So I got yeah, so you can get like little bracelets like that. They're pretty much anything, and it was cool because like there's a whole bunch of different puestos, and everyone. What I noticed is whenever you go to like different stores or different like puestos, everyone who owns the puesto will be like, oh, like a sus órdenes, or en qué la puedo ayudar, or like, you know, things like that, which I think is like really, really cool. And I wish here in the US stores would do that, although sometimes stores do that. Like if you go to the mall, like they'll be like, oh, hi, welcome in, you know. But nine times out of 10, like, do they really do that? No. So I just thought that was really, really cool, and just different. It was super different for me. Like, it was just different environment. So that was my first day. The second day, what did I do? God, I did so much shit. I don't even remember what I did. Oh yeah, I do remember now. Okay, so the second day, we ended up going to this restaurant called Las Siete Esquinas. I forgot. It's in Guadalajara too. I forgot what district it's in. But I guess this place, they sell like the most bombest like birria ever. Whew. And they were not lying because it was fucking bomb. Like literally I had so they give you like I think it's two different sizes. You can either get like pequeño o uno largo. So I got a pequeño one because I was like, you know, I'm a really bad eater and I usually never finish my stuff, so I'll just get a small one. That plate did not do justice. Like it was so fucking good. Like literally I'm just thinking about it right now. It was so good. So I finished my entire plato de birria, and then also the tortillas always hechas a mano, fucking amazing. And then oh my god, so we also ordered a side of frijoles con chorizo. Yeah, frijoles con chorizo. Oh my god, they were so bomb. Like I ordered fucking three orders of that because one, they were so fucking good. Two, I love beans. And with chorizo, oh, who could pass that opportunity up? It was so good. So fucking good. Then after that, we went to go get dessert, you know, my favorite. We went to go get nieve de garrafa. Yeah, nieve de garrafa. It's straight up ice cream. Like, honestly, that ice cream shits on ice cream over here. I'm not joking. Like, it's hella good. Like, it's basically shaved. It's like shaved ice cream, but it's not shaved all the way. It's like creamy but shaved. So basically, to better explain it, it's basically the first part of the ice cream. So it's not churned. Yeah, I should have just said that. It's not churned, which is like, it's so good, like so bomb. Mind you, I'm still fucking sick. Like, I'm still sick and I'm over here eating like as if I weren't. Okay, so that day in the morning, I noticed that I had like a bug bite like right here. And it was like about that big. And I told my aunt, I was like, hey, I was like, I don't know, I think this is a bug bite. So she just gave me vapuru, you know, us Mexicans and our vapuru. I put vapuru and I put alcohol on it. Not the drinkable alcohol, okay? So I put that on there and like I was fine, you know, I wasn't itchy or anything. I went about my day. So then the next day, oh, the next day, oh my god, the next day I felt so. The next day we went to the Zoológico de Guadalajara. Out of my hand. Like they licked my palms clean. And it was just awesome because like I don't know, like I personally, like you guys know, I love elephants and one day I would like to feed an elephant. I would not like to ride it because animals are not to be ridden. They're not. And I mean, I guess that's a whole nother topic, but I would honestly love to feed an elephant because you know, like their trunks, they just grab it with their trunk and then they just put it in their mouth and it's just so cute. So yeah, that was the reason why I wanted to go to the zoological, and it was really fun. It was a different experience. The only thing is they don't have as much animals, and mainly because I don't know, like I don't know. It's just the zoo's kind of dried up, so it's like I don't know. Maybe my family members that told me, "Oh, go to the zoo." Probably back in their day, it was like a little bit more like you know like sophisticated. But yeah, when I went, it was kind of like. But I had fun. I had a lot of fun. It was a really cool experience to do because where can you do that here? I mean, yeah, here we have like the Oakland Zoo, the San Francisco Zoo, and then I've been to the San Diego Zoo also. But it's like you feed goats. I mean, I don't have nothing against goats. Like goats are cool, but you know, like I would actually like to feed like something more like extreme, you know. And I got to do that, which was pretty cool. So like that's checked off my bucket list. Okay, so yeah, so then that day, I ended up going back to my aunt's because my aunt had to go back to work and I was so depressed because I didn't want to go back to my aunt's. I hope she doesn't see this. So, yeah, I go back to my aunt's. Tuesday rolls along and I got more bug bites. And I was kind of like, what? And so I got more bug bites and I was just like, holy shit, like, this is not okay. This is unacceptable. So they ended up taking me to the ER. I'm always taken to the ER. So we go to the ER, and then it turns out I had a fucking chicken pox. I guess I contracted chicken pox over there in Mexico. I was like, wow, great. Just my luck. I'm fucking sick. I remember I had started my period too, so I was on my period. And then I had fucking chicken pox. So I was just like, you know, but that didn't fucking stop me. I went out. I was I was still like having fun and shit. So it wasn't too bad. Um where else did we go? God, I don't know. I just did so much. I don't even remember. Like I documented a lot of this stuff, but it's a lot to document. So where else? So then after that, I got better. I recuperated by like the second week. So the second week I was like we were out and about. So the second week, or that weekend, we ended up going to San Juan de Dios. Whew! It shits on pulgas here. I'm not joking. San Juan de Dios is the place to fucking get shit. I'm not joking. So I bought a few things there. A few of them are here actually. So my favorite, well, yeah, my favorite, I guess you could say my favorite Mexican candy are mazapanes. But I also really like tamarindo too. But bro, I fucking love mazapanes. Like I can honestly live off mazapanes. So these are actually the chocolate mazapanes, and I don't know if any of you guys knew that these existed, but let me tell y'all they exist and they're so fucking good. So good. And then I also got the tamaño gigante because I'm obsessed with mazapanes, and this had 20 pieces in it. You guys are gonna think I'm a fat ass, but I personally don't give one fuck. And I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 left. But these are the big ones. These are not like the little ones you get here. Nah. These are the big ones. And like I'm about to eat one right now. I'm not joking. So yeah, I bought a whole bunch of mazapanes. San Juan de Dios is in el centro de Guadalajara. And el centro is like downtown of Guadalajara. And so that's where they have San Juan de Dios. And then they have the, what is it called? The Basilica? Yeah, the Basilica. And at this Basilica is where they have, so it's like it's a little girl who her dad murdered her when she was, I forget what age she was, but basically he murdered her because she wanted to do her primera comunión and he didn't want to let her do her primera comunión. So instead of like her doing it, like he ended up murdering her. So they have her body. I'm not joking. They have her body in like a box, you know. And I had like done research like years prior to me traveling, and I don't know, I just thought like her story was just so interesting to me, and it just like, I don't know, it brought like, I don't know, I guess it like really like came to my attention. So yeah, we ended up going to the Basilica, and then I took a picture of that, and it was pretty cool. Then what did we do? Oh, and then we went to El Hospicio Cabañas. If you guys don't know what that is, it was basically, it's not anymore. It's a museum now, and we went on the museum, but it was kind of sucky because you can't go through all the rooms that you would expect you'd be able to go to. So Hospicio Cabañas, back in the day, it was an orphanage for like over thousands of children, and gosh, I don't really remember. But what really interested me about El Hospicio Cabañas is that it's always been my dream to open up an orphanage in the future when my time comes to do it. And so I don't know, I kind of just like wanted to go in, and like it was really interesting to me because like you could see where they would go have class, where their rooms, like their living conditions, their learning conditions, just their environment, like what they were surrounded by, yada yada. And so I don't know, it was just really interesting to me. But like I said, I was kind of disappointed in the tour because you're not able to go into every single room, which I mean, out of respect, I understand that. Yeah, so that was that weekend. And then after that, we did like a Tapatio tour. It's my favorite part. So we did a Tapatio tour, and it's kind of like those tour buses that you do like in San Francisco or in LA type of thing. So we did it, you know. And my aunt, she's like, yeah, she's like, let's go. And like she had actually never been on it either, and they just take you like, so they take you to basically the six most like visited places, like tourist areas that you shouldn't miss like on your trip here, Quepaque. Mainly because I really, really wanted to go to Tlaquepaque, and let me tell you guys that when we got to Tlaquepaque, I literally was like in heaven. Like it's awesome there. It's like a whole different little town, and every single restaurant you go to, they have mariachi playing. I love mariachi. I love mariachi. So we ended up, I forgot the name of the restaurant, but it's like this big ass restaurant. I think it's one of the big ones that they have in the restaurant strip there. It was such a great experience because so as you're dining there, you have like there's like a stage over here in the middle and like a little area like to dance and stuff. And it's super cool because you're eating and you're listening to live music and and you're watching live performances, and it's like what? Like it's so cool. Literally so cool. So that day I ordered enchiladas, and then I ordered myself a margarita because, you know. After that, and then during that week, I ended up meeting my grandma's the rest of my grandma's siblings, and drumroll please, I ended up meeting my great grandpa, and let me tell you guys that he is the cutest human being ever. So precious. I literally couldn't stay away from him. Like I was just like, oh, you're so cute. Like I want to take you. I want to take you with me. I want to pack you in my luggage and take you back with me because he is such an awesome person, and he has the memory. Ugh, he has such a good memory. Like I have worse memory than him. I'm not joking. And he's 97 years old. Gosh, I don't even think this video is going to do justice for my experience and for all the things that I did, because I probably left a lot of stuff out, and I apologize for that, and I apologize if like I went like on and like like this is such a long ass video. But quite frankly, I fell in love with Mexico. The environment itself is so much more different. The people so different. Like I said earlier on in the video, whenever you go into like a store, like or into a tienda or into a market over there, literally everyone is so friendly. Like you will never see anyone dogging you, rolling their eyes at you, nothing, looking at you like, who the fuck are you? No, you will not see any of that over there. And I just thought that was really beautiful because we have like grown to society's norm that if you don't know someone, like, obviously like don't talk to them, or like, like don't be around them type of thing. But it's just, like it doesn't hurt to smile or to say hello, and I just thought it was so different for me, like coming from over here to over there, and like seeing that when people like go into a store, like they say hi to you, they actually acknowledge you, which I thought it was super duper cool. Family over there, I fell in love with them. They're so sweet. They kept like telling me like how excited they were to meet me. Overall, I hope that you guys enjoyed my 39-minute long ass video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing if you're a new subscriber. And yeah, cheers to the second video.